Hello, all my TWU 555 members here at Midway. Welcome back to the Quick Question Podcast. I am your host, Eric Perez. I am one of your alternate union reps here at Midway, alongside my co-host, Hugo Valles, your safety rep for the station. Hugo.
Hey, yo, how you doing?
How you doing, Hugo?
I'm doing.
They're doing. All right, guys, we're going to get right into it. I know it's been a while. We're trying to keep this every other week now. I don't want to bore the shit out of you guys with every week. So we're going to try to do this every other week and try to get as much information to you guys as we can.
This isn't boring. This is very informational stuff.
It is, but some people think it's... No, well, you know what? I don't think it's boring. I think it's actually pretty good, but screw what they think. But anyways, we're going to go right into...
Screw what they think.
We're going to go right into what... I got from the station manager Q. Right now, we all know that the construction for B21 and B23 are pretty much almost done, or 21 is done. Next in line would be B25. That's going to be doing construction until about September, and then once that's done, I'm pretty sure they're going to restripe the VSR, aren't they, or not?
Yeah, they're going to restripe it right back. And just a reminder to the folks out there pushing at Bravo 19, please push tell to the city, but also on Bravo 21 that's newly opened, they also want that to be same thing, push tell to the city as well.
Now, with the construction going on, B21 and B19, those are restricted for air starts because of the construction. So if you'll never see an air start, thank God, on those two gates.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not, but that's the thing, they're restricted to air starts. So if anything, they'll probably have to push the plane out, put it on the gate, or I don't know, they'll probably do something, but they're not. If that plane needs to be an air start, they're screwed.
But they might have to push it out and then just relocate it somewhere by
they'll probably push
dragging it over there
somewhere, and then just start it from there. And then possibly the next step would be, they're not sure yet, would be A1, B8, and B10 in September. They're going to do construction on those three gates, but they're having trouble figuring out where they're going to put the yard again, because with the closure of B8 and B10, they need to put those flights somewhere, and they can't use B16 because that's going to have to be open for that. So they have to figure out what's going to happen with that.
Are we going to lose the yard?
I hope not, because I love the yard. I mean, I don't love working there, but I just love going through it with the transfers. It makes things a lot easier for me.
Looks like fun.
Yeah, it's unless you're behind somebody who just drags. You know what I mean? We all know who those guys are and girls. I'm not going to put names out there, but we all know who they are. Me being one of them.
I'm sure
so if you're behind me, then trust me, you're going to be sitting there for a long time. But
you get paid by the hour, right? Not by the bag. Relax.
Anyways, next up is the GOAT. Everyone knows who the GOAT is, right? No, not the animal. It's called the gate optimization. In other words, the optimizer that we all have been hearing about.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not going anywhere.
Oh,
so
nice.
it's the thing with it is that I don't know if anybody knows, but the reason for it is, and with the swaps and the way they do it, the reason why they do it, it helps the inbound passengers and crew members that are transferring to, depending on how late they are, or depending how, they want to get closer, to their next event, the closer to the gates that they're at, that's what they're going to be doing. At least that's what I was told. I know there's more to it. Right now, they're working out the kinks. We all know how bad it is right now.
Yeah, I'm going to say, at least it helps somebody.
Yeah, it's helping somebody. Sure as the hell ain't us. So
nope.
Trust me. So it's going to, they're saying it's going to supposedly get better. They're just working through the kinks. It's only been out for a month, but they plan on sticking with this for a minute. So that's going to suck. I don't really have more information on that, but unfortunately it's not going anywhere. Just praying to God that it gets better. But again, those of you, that's why they got a bunch of sweepers out there. He even told me that's why he's putting extra sweepers out there to make sure that the 2 or 3 sweepers that we used to have only are not getting smashed.
Man,
so,
I've never seen sweepers work so hard in my life.
Yeah, it used to be great to be a sweeper. Now all of a sudden they're running from it. But I mean,
I don't know if it's that great. But.
I don't know. I never really did it much. I didn't really like it because where's Hector been? I haven't even seen Hector in a minute.
I have no idea.
Yeah, but
here, Bobby.
We all miss his good messages on the on the speaker. So now, real quick, we're done with Qs, but there's something I had to ask Q because right now during the summer we are getting, it is getting hot, and we're noticing that, well, at least I am, that a lot of agents are coming up to the safety reps and union reps and saying, hey, where's the water at? Where's the water at when it's hot? We don't make that call. We're not responsible for any of that, actually. We're only put on the schedule for it when they call for it. So how they call for it is on the day before, the MCC, which is the manager of the command center, they're going to check the weather. They usually use I think the NOAA or the SWA Met that weather, and they plan if it says 90, 91, or anything around 90, 91, the heat index, then that's when they're going to call for it. They'll let the SSO know, and they'll say, hey, we are doing the heat plan for tomorrow, and that's depending on what it is. If it's between 90 degrees and 103 degrees heat index, then it's going to be a certain amount of people to help get as much water out as possible. Once it gets above 104, I think they're using 5 to 6 people to actually get as much water to you guys as possible, because it's going to be really hot and you guys are going to go through this water pretty fast. So they do have 2 plans. But again, it's none of the reps make that call. Mind you, if there is a time when it does reach, remember, it has to be, the heat index has to be 91 degrees or above for it to be called. So now there's a time when they don't call for it, and the day of it reaches 91, 94, I don't know what reason, then trust me, the station manager usually calls for it. They did it a few weeks ago with me. They didn't call for it, but it got real hot. The manager came and said, hey, we need to get the water out there. And I said, okay, I need 3 guys to come help me. And we got the water out there. But again, it's not our call. We do not make that call. It's not always going to happen. So if it's 88 degrees, 89 degrees, yeah, that's still hot, but that doesn't mean that they're going to give you water.
I do have conversations with them, and I do tell them, hey, be mindful of the weather tomorrow, because it's going to be 88, but just be mindful of the humidity. It's probably going to hit 91. So just, think about that.
Yeah, and they usually, like today they didn't really call for it, but they saw there was 91 degrees for a couple hours, so they called for it. They called for it all day, because this morning it was only, 78 degrees, 80 degrees, but they still called for it. They still got the water out there because it's actually got really hot.
Yeah, and I know it's not perfect because, like you said, sometimes there's going to be days where it's going to be 91, but it's only going to be 91 for a couple hours, and it just drops again. Mm-hmm. But, people still complain about, where's the water, and I get it. But I think we're trying to be better at that, and I think we have been getting better at that.
Now, don't forget, like we can bring our cups in with me, or our bottles in. We do have water available. They have available in the break rooms, the right. A side, and they have it in the big break room. They have two water dispensers with ice. So I mean, even though it's 88, 89 degrees, you can still fill your stuff up. They used to give us mugs. I think they still do, or they don't. I have no idea.
I think this might be the last year with it. The big blue thermoses. But yeah, I mean, I know people with a collection of them, and yeah, just bring it in, take the water with you, make sure you put your employee number on it, because you don't want to be kissing anybody else.
Man, I would have loved this when I was on the gates like years ago. Remember?
Right.
I remember one time it was me and Elo. Elo was an agent. I guess shit you not. He was an agent. It was me and him on a gate. And the soup, we were out there for 3 flights in a row. It was 95 degrees and hell outside. and the man, not the supervisor for the gate, I'm not gonna say who it was, but he came out with 2 little cups of water for me and Elo. Me and Elo just said, just throw it on our faces, because that's not gonna do anything to how thirsty I am. It was so hot. I was close to just putting the pot of water on and just shoving it down my throat.
We did that one time. We just turned on the pot of water and we just started wetting ourselves. Like, fuck this, it's hot. And yeah, it kind of works.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm glad what they're doing. They don't have to. Don't forget, guys. They don't have to. This is a that they've already provided the water and the ice in the break rooms. They don't have to. It is a courtesy, so it's not like we can force them to do it. But we can just ask whenever we need to. If it does get too hot, we can ask, hey, look, it's getting kind of hot out there. It's above 90. Can we get some water out there? And they don't usually fight us about it, because when it does get that hot, trust me, they're not vultures. Okay, the station managers really care about the agents out there. So when it does get even a little bit hot, because even the MCC, Beth, I don't know if you know her, even today, she's like, look, the minute it hits 91 degrees heat, the minute I see it, even if it's for a couple hours, I'm putting it on for these guys because it's going to be hot outside. So trust me, they do care about us out there. They just, unfortunately, they have to have a certain protocol and they have to stick to it. Yeah. So that's how it works. And of course, they always have those freeze pops available at all times to us anyway. So we have that as much. So all right, that's it for that end. Hugo, what you got for us?
On that note, by the way, it was actually a hard ask before trying to get water out there, and I brought this up in the safety meetings prior a couple years back, but I'm very proud of what we did accomplish and getting all that water out to you guys.
Awesome.
So,
Hugo,
in other news, I visited GSC this week, and actually the big wigs from GSC visited Midway, and they had some stern words for me, and they're like, "Don't you ever ask for carts again?" I was like, "Okay, where's this coming from?" Well, remember those guys that you seen a couple of weeks ago that we're walking with? Yeah, they came to check out all our equipment. And they wanted to go see T-Point. And they were shocked and appalled at what they saw. And I was like, well, what do you mean? They're they got carts. They're working flights. It's a big operation. Really, because we saw one with a weight room. We saw one with lights. We saw Christmas lights in there.
Oh my God!
We saw TV and chairs in there, and we marked a couple of these carts, and we took down the numbers, and we were we just wondering when they were going to come out, and they were still down there after months, and these carts have not moved, and they're looking at me, and that was the big wig looking at them, and and they're like just shaking their heads, and they're like, remember, you've been asking for carts, and I know you want those long ones, but I'm not sure that's going to happen.
That sucks.
Yikes.
Well, I mean, he's not lying. I mean, you can't. I mean, hey, and that's why. But that's only a minimum of 4 or 5 carts that's being used. Come on. I think that's
it is pretty ridiculous because I did make up some facts. There's going to be flights where you got your Phoenix, your Montego Bay, your Orlando's. Those are going to require 2 carts, so they're going to use those carts. Plus, they got their other flight on the carousel, and they're picking up, they're picking those bags for that flight as well. So they're probably using 3 carts. And it's like, listen, I get it, I know, and they probably don't know how, the operation, but just what they saw on that little walk is that was they were just shaking their heads like, no way.
That must have been embarrassing. What else you got, man?
So the little gray boxes that you see on the tugs and stuff. You're called samsaras. Well, they have the telemetry information that goes to GSC. They tell them, how many hours they got on them before they get their PMs. Mm-hmm. That's preventative maintenance for people who know.
I didn't know, so now I know.
Now you know. So every time I go with PMs.
That's what that means.
You're like, oh, your tugs are going nights? Like, no ass. They're doing preventative maintenance on them. So anyway, they're not going with samsara anymore, so those little gray boxes are out. You're probably going to be noticing some little black discs on them now, and those are called ADVs. And they're going to be doing the same thing. Big issue with samsaras is they promised them too much, and they didn't give them diddly. So it didn't perform like the way they told them to. Uh-huh. And they said, you know what, screw this, we're going with someone else.
No, that's what they usually do.
So yeah. Oh, and another note, those black discs that I talked about, the ADVs, well, the NOC is actually going to use them as well. They were going to be using that information for the gate readiness.
And who's the NOC again?
The NOC is the knock.
Not
that dude
knock,
that's up there. It's those guys that oversee every the operation.
Yeah, because a lot of guys don't know who that is. You just said knock. What else are you talking about?
Yeah, who cares? Anyway, thing is, they're going to be using that information for your gate readiness. I don't know how it's still in the works, but that's this is good old Joe's plan. So, how that went.
All right.
You got any more for us?
No, we'll swing back. I'm going to use a couple of things from the union side. So dentist notes. That's been actually
dentist.
Dentist.
Who's dentist?
The doctor notes. Whether they're doctor notes or not, that's becoming a big thing right now. Because they don't know, because the company's not taking certain doctor notes from dentists. And the thing is, in my opinion, and from my read, of course, a dentist is a doctor. And the doctor can prescribe medicine. The dentist could prescribe things. He does procedures. So I don't understand why they're fighting us on this, but they're fighting on this. But unfortunately, they're using something in Article 13 that specifically states, it's actually Section 1, Paragraph D. Unpaid absences. So appointments for routine dental care, eye examinations, periodic physical examinations are expressly excluded from sick pay coverage and will be treated as unpaid absences. That is what the company is using to not take your doctor notes from the dentist. But that's only if you tell them, or that's actually on the note. But if the doctor note specifically states the doctor gave you a procedure was done with the doctor, then they have to take it because a procedure was done on you. You were treated. So again, if they want to play their games, that's fine. But so from here on out, if you're going to use a dentist note, make sure One, it says you were treated, or just say on there that you were the doctor. You went through a procedure with the doctor, and that's it. And if they ask you, what procedure, that's none of their business.
HIPAA laws.
That's the HIPAA laws. They can just say, well, that's my business, and I don't have to disclose that information to you.
Right.
Just know that on there it was done, a procedure was done on me, and that was it. So and they have to take it. So again, it's somewhat of a gray area with it because they're trying to use that, but that's fine. If you want to say, you won't know that I did an examination. You won't know that I did any kind of dental care. You will know that a procedure was done on me by the dentist or whichever doctor that you use. All right, so that's only what advice I can give you on that one. But again, there are dentist notes that will not be Jesus Christ, I'm
denied.
Just stuttering. It's just stuttering all over the damn place.
Stuttering stand.
Stuttering stand.
That's all, folks.
Yes, there's some dentist notes that won't be accepted. Those are the ones that just routine dental care. So again, don't put that on there. Don't say that to them. Just pretty much say, yeah, the procedure was done on me from a dentist, and that's all you got to say. Okay. Next one would be for reporting. Now, reporting to your position. Now, I know I talked about this before on what time. There is no specific time contractually or in the ground manual that says you have to report, but you have to do it within a certain amount of time. It has to be reasonable. Those of you that sit there and say, I'm not on the schedule, or they're not doing anything, and they want to sit in the break room and wait, and no one's told you anything, you have to watch out with that. You really have to watch out with that because, unfortunately, there's a couple of people that have been terminated within the last couple of months that just, they waited for an hour, they didn't really see anything, or no one ever told them anything, and then they asked them, what did you do for the hour? What did you do for the 2 hours? You were on the clock, and they said, well, nothing. I was in the break room. Then, they can terminate you. That could lead to termination. Unfortunately for these two agents, in the last couple of weeks, and unfortunately, were terminated. So, report to your soup. Even if you're not doing nothing, just go over there and say, hey, how you doing? It's me. What's going on? I'm here. Any soup that can sit there and verify that, no, he was here. He was where he reported to me. He was waiting for his flight. Just cover your ass. Cover your ass when it comes to your position, especially when it comes to the gates. Sometimes you come in your gates and your stuff ain't down for maybe an hour or so. And keep an eye on yourself. Make sure you keep an eye on your flight. Talk to your soup. If you're a transfer driver, the minute you come in, go talk to the transfer dispatch. Same thing with locals. Go in there. Hey, how you doing? I'm here. What's going on? And that's it. Go get your tug, and this is my tug. Blah. That way they see you. Because the minute they sit there and say, well, where's this person at? Then they're going to start going about, and then you have a fact finding for whereabouts. Because whereabout meetings are starting to come up a lot.
Yeah.
They want to know what you're doing, unless they want to know where you're at. And if if they can't find you and they're reporting, they're going to try to find out where you were.
So can I just walk up to a belt hey, can I scan for you? And they'll scan. And
I'm not saying I'm not saying go to work or anything unless you have to.
No, I'm just saying just to be on camera and just to say, hey, look, I did something. I was on camera. See?
I don't know.
Toss the bag. I don't know. Move a cart. Something.
Do something. But the best thing to do is have a supervisor or see you or a manager see you. That way they know, hey, like, he was here, he was over, he was looking for his flight, blah blah blah, and all that stuff. But just again, let them know that you are at work. Okay, Hugo, anything else?
Just a quick thing. We learned today that OSHA could implement a federal heat standard, which means at 80 degrees, companies will now be required to give you rest, water, and shade. And so that might, change the whole water program. It might not. I don't know. And at 90 degrees, it's the same thing, shade, rest, and water. But every 2 hours, you get a 15-minute paid break as well. So I'm not sure how that might affect us, but they want to make that into a federal, a whole nationwide.
Well, we're federal contractors, so it would have to be for us. So I guess
it
would have to
there you have it
for us. So I would love to see how that would work. Though.
Yeah, so they're still working on the kinks because they have seen a lot of heat-related illness going on. It's been on the rise, and people are getting overworked, and they're trying to moderate that. And
it's hot as hell outside, man.
I ain't lying. It's fucking hot.
It's hot.
But yeah, hopefully we'll be seeing some more information on that. They're going to try to draft something for 2026, and hopefully they might vote on it and get that out in 2026 as well.
Let's hope. It's hot now.
Yes.
Let's see. I got one last thing.
All right.
I got one last thing. That's pretty much when a supervisor directs you to do something. So there's a lot of things going on, a lot of incidents to where a supervisor doesn't have their team there or doesn't have the agent there, so now he has to find somebody to actually do it. Because the company, the airline still has to run people. So if you got some agents that are either they're on the other side working, or they're not, they're just not doing what they're supposed to be doing, the supervisor still has to get that. He still got to get that plane out. So if he comes to you, if he sees you sitting down in the break room and he goes, "Hey, I need 3 people," and he comes in there and he comes to you and says, "Hey, I need you to come out here and work this flight," you got to get up and go out there and do that flight. You don't get a choice. You don't. Now, if the supervisor comes at you ignorantly, the supervisor still has to come at you, in a right way. He still has to professionally. Still,
right.
He's a leader.
Right.
Because we do have some incidents to where the soup comes in here and just say, "Hey, no, I need one now. Get over here now."
Easy. Slow your roll there, partner.
You still got to come at us, in a right way. Now, if that does happen, and I was informed by the station manager, if you do have the soup that does come at you ignorantly, do not respond. You cannot respond, because it also falls on you as well as him. What you do is you pretty much do what he tells you to do. Then you report it to either a union rep or you report it to him. The station manager Q wants you to report it to him personally, and he'll handle that soup. Because it's a lot of incidents to where some soups are actually professionally coming up to the agents and saying, "Hey, you know what? I need some help. I need you to come out and help me." And the agent responds ignorantly, which is wrong. We're not supposed to do that. We are not supposed. If a supervisor directs you to do something, you have to do it. Unless it's unsafe, which pretty much is the only thing unsafe really is if someone tells you to go into a de-icing truck and you haven't been de-iced yet or de-ice trained yet. That's unsafe. But if he tells you to get into a bin and offload a flight, you need to get in that bin and offload that flight, because you're going to get yourself in trouble. One, if you give him an attitude, that's an attitude for write-ups. And then of course, and then the thing that we don't want is insubordination. That's what we're trying to avoid. Even they are, because we don't want to go that route. But unfortunately, if a supervisor directs you, now trust me, if somebody's missing from the flight and they're not there because they're not there, they're not paying attention, and they're more likely going to get written up. But they still have to, unfortunately, get you to go into that, go do that flight. And right. it's not that they're trying to just pick on you. No, they have to get this thing going. And the supervisor has the right to direct the workforce. He has the right to come and say, "Hey, I need you to go into that flight and go into that bin and offload that flight, or go into that bin and unload that flight, or scan the bags, or do these transfers," or whatever he needs you to do. Especially if he comes up to you professionally. Yeah, you cannot respond like that. It's not right. Actually, it's not really right. It's it is your job. We're trying to get this airline as safely as possible. It's not that they're going to work you to death. It's just they just need your help for that moment. And again, if they come at you ignorantly, go ahead and do what he tells you to. He or she tells you to do, and then come talk to us, and then we'll make sure that soup doesn't do that again. Because I guarantee you, I talked to Q, he's very adamant about soups coming at agents the wrong way. He wants them to start learning to go to the right way. That way, the agent feels as though, okay, look, he really needs my help, and he's willing to help. Whether as come ignorant at you, now they don't want to help you. We want to make this, we want to make this efficiently and friendly as possible. So again, everyone, if a soup comes at you professionally and says, "Hey, I need you to do something," then you have to do it. There is no choice. You have to do what they tell you to do. So stop giving the attitude, because you're going to get written up for attitude. And then if they come at you wrong, come talk to us. Hugo.
Yo.
Anything else?
One quick thing.
One quick thing.
One quick thing. A man in Italy, Milan, Italy, gets ingested by an Airbus.
Yikes.
I hate to say it. I don't want to say luckily, but the man was not an airline worker or an airport worker. He was just a regular Joe Schmo, and he just took it upon himself to drive to the airport, bypass security somehow, and he went through an emergency exit onto the ramp. And he just offed himself. So they're thinking it was a suicide.
Jesus. Is there other ways? Anything else?
How do you just wake up and say,
I'm going to put myself into a jet engine.
Right.
There's other ways to do this a lot quicker.
Yikes.
That takes balls.
That's what I was saying.
That takes balls. You know what? I'm going to go kill myself by running myself into an engine.
I mean, just being contorted and torn to shreds. You might feel it for a second or so, but yikes.
Your ears are going to pop, that's for sure. But
everything's going to pop, man. What are you talking about?
Oh, Jesus Christ! Well, I mean,
unfortunate,
some guys, they choose the way they gotta go. So
Yeah,
that's not. And you know, it's not funny, but you know what? That's just wow.
But yeah, and that's a second occurrence of this happening. That's wild.
Yes.
But that's it for me.
Okay, well, that's it for us. Hugo.
That's it for us.
Yes, that's it for us. But Hugo, before we go, give us a movie or TV show these guys can watch while they're waiting for their flights.
I actually just watched what is that called? Oh my God, I forgot.
Jesus.
I know. I've been watching so many movies though. God. You know what? You talk about yours first. Let me.
Well, we got two.
I
got two. Of course, everyone probably finished. It just came out. I finished the Squid Games season 3.
Still trying to work on that.
Jesus Christ! And, you know, 2 was good. This just stomped all over 2. There's a couple of twists in here. I'm like, man, y'all are bogus for this. Mm-hmm. They did some couple of people wrong in this. They did a couple of people wrong in this season. I mean, this was really good. The ending was, I mean, they give you a nice little twist at the end, but the last episode, I get it. I get how they ended it, but whatever. But the rest of that season, the games, Jesus Christ. Nice. Jesus Christ.
Nice.
But good, if you guys want to finish it, that's awesome. And then, of course, I mean...
I'm still on season 2, so...
Everyone, I just seen Superman. I don't care what everybody says. That movie...
best movie ever.
Yes, this was the best version of Superman I've seen. I'm sorry.
No, actually, it was pretty good. I did like the Lex Luthor.
That was really good. The Lex Luthor was phenomenal. Superman, I mean, they just took you back to... They took you back to what... I mean, they really took you back to... If you guys were big Justice League cartoon... fans, they really bring you back to it. It's really quick. They don't come at you with all the boring how he got here, how his parents raised him.
We know how he got here.
They make you read 3 paragraphs in the beginning, and then boom, it just the action just starts. It just doesn't fucking end till the end. But it's good. I loved it. Hugo, what do you got?
Yes, I recently watched The Amateur with Rami Malek.
Okay.
That was pretty good. It's basically about revenge, and I was like, I love revenge. So, you know, they killed his wife, and he just seeks revenge, and the way he goes at it.
Oh yeah, that's okay. I remember. I haven't done it, but I know what you're talking about. So it was good.
So I liked it. I enjoyed it. It's good. I just
Oh, nice. Oh, good. All right, guys, that's it. That's it for our episode for this week. We thank you for tuning in again. Please like us, subscribe to us,
listen to us.
Yes, please
spread the word.
Spread the word as much, because again, this is great information we have to give to you. We're trying to give you as much information as we can, and don't forget, we're not doing this every week anymore. We're doing this every other week to gather as much information. Again, we don't want to keep putting the pressure on you guys to listen to it. So, again, thank you very much for listening. We'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Thanks for listening to the Quick Question Podcast. I'm your host, Eric Perez, alongside my co-host, Hugo Valles.
Yes, and like always, let's be safe out there, everyone. This is us, signing off.